Very good morning. This is Martin here, your General Manager. Currently sat in the back of my car to film a short video for you to show you what to expect when you return to the golf club. We're delighted that we can reopen on Monday the 18th of May. Clearly, some very strict guidelines in place. What I can assure all members is that all the relevant PPE and the staff have been advised to make sure this is the safest possible environment it can be, not just for the members, but for the staff as well. So we've been directed by both Wales Golf and the Welsh Government on the procedures we have to put in place, details of which have been sent out to the membership over the last few days. And we remind all our members, please do strictly keep to these procedures. We would like to think that the golf industry and of course Lanarkshire Golf Club can remain open, but I think it's been pointed out to us very clearly that if the golf industry or a specific club doesn't adhere to these procedures, they have the ability to close us down very, very quickly. So please do stick by those procedures. So we're going to go on the assumption that I've got my tee time. I've booked it through Master Scoreboard. If you're unsure how to do that, the instructions are in this email that the video link was sent with. Please do not come to the golf club unless you've got a tee time. It's one ball golf only. That is the clearest direction, or the clearest difference between us here in Wales and those clubs in England. The only exception to this is if you have another member that lives in the same household as you. If that is the case, just one of you book your tee time and then contact the office and we will check the address and add that second player to your game. Couples can either play their one game per week individually or they can play it together as a couple. That's entirely down to yourself. So I've changed my shoes in the back of my car. That's a big change. We all, of course, normally don't encourage that, but at this stage, we are requesting that you do that. But my trolley's in the trolley shed. Don't worry, the trolley shed is open. All we ask is that anyone going into the trolley shed, please wipes down the handle and anything you touch in there as you leave. Many of you have got your golf clubs in the locker room. Now, the clubhouse, toilets, pro shop, and locker room have to remain closed at this time. You'll see there that the cars have been parked nicely apart, so that's fantastic. Yeah, going back to the clubs, if you have your clubs in the locker room, or what you need to do is to come up to the office where there'll be a member of staff waiting there to meet you. The window is slightly open and there is signage, and we'd ask please that everyone adheres to the 2 meter guidelines. Gareth is there right now with his blue gloves on. I'm going to pass him my locker key. He'll go and fetch the clubs and he'll put them up by the first tee. We now move on to the waiting area. You'll see as you arrive that there are spaces marked out at every 2 meters. This is to ensure the social distancing that we must adhere to at all times. Whilst you're waiting for your tee time, and we ask that you only arrive 15 minutes before your tee time, you'll see various signage just reminding you of some of the key elements to keep you safe during this time when you play. This one here is a nice sign that the Greenkeeping organisation Bigger sent to us. And I would ask all members at all times, please look out for your Greenkeepers. They've done some wonderful work during this lockdown. They've had to keep with a restricted team and only doing essential maintenance during this time. So bear with them. They've done a fantastic job, but the course isn't quite where we'd want it and where we would have it if we had a full team on the site. Respect them as you go around the course, please. If they don't stop and talk to you like they normally would, they're not being rude. They're just cracking on with their work. They've got work to catch up with and they're keeping their social distance. Moving on to one of the other signs here. We've got a nice sign here just reminding you about a few of the important changes you're going to find during your game of golf. And a reminder there to respect all the staff and your fellow members at all times. We're all here to do our best to give you a safe environment to return to this game that we know you all love. Before going up to the first tee, you'll find a volunteer, and there's also a very good chance it could be the one and only Adrian Jones. He's there on the first tee, and he has a copy of the booking sheet, and he will check off all players against that. Adrian also has a variety that you can purchase on a table just there. So just the essential items like a new sleeve of balls, a golf glove, some tees. He can provide you with those and charge it to your book. If you don't have an account with Adrian, we would ask that you pay for this contactless. Adrian, thank you very much. Good to see you back. I know he's as excited as all of us. One other thing I didn't mention as I walked past there, by the first tee, there's my clubs waiting for me that Gareth has very kindly brought up to the tee. And we ask that when you finish your game, you take your clubs home with you. Some important differences you're going to find as you play your game. First and foremost, we would ask you to keep your social distance at all times. You're going to notice the bells on the 1st, the 10th and the 14th don't have the handles. So you're going to need to use your putter to sound those bells. The benches have been removed. The rubbish bins have been covered over. Please take your rubbish home with you. Bunkers as well. So we're going to go into the bunker on the 18th here. We're going to assume that as a lefty, I've hooked my shot straight into the bunker here. Once you've played your shot out of the bunker, no bunker rakes in operation. So you simply just get your foot, he says, trying to balance the camera here. Use your foot, smooth it over as best you can so it's in the best possible condition for the next golfer. But if you follow on and someone hasn't done a fantastic job with their club or with their foot, it's social golf. So please respect your other members. They're doing the best they can. The green staff, they will rake the bunkers in the morning, but clearly during the day, that's not going to be possible. The biggest single change you're going to find on the golf course, and probably the most important thing, is not to touch the flag at any time. We thank Neil Howes and Steve Kearney for producing these wonderful ball lifters that will retrieve the ball out of the hole with no need to touch the flag whatsoever. So I've got Gareth just out of shot here. I'm going to position the camera to demonstrate this. No need to touch the flag, just use your club and you're going to be able to lift the ball out of the hole. Right, Gareth, so I'm just going to position this so as best I can get you doing this. There we go. Rightio, Gareth. It's just going to lift that out. And the ball has come out like magic. Thank you, Gareth. Marvellous. So that's it. I've had an enjoyable 18 holes of golf. Yes, it's one ball golf, but listen, we've got golf back, which is the main thing. When you finish your game, please do not loiter around the clubhouse. Please return back to your car, take your clubs home with you. And we ask you then to go home. And we'll see you then as soon as we possibly can. Remember, initially restricted to just one game per day and per week. As soon as we can ease that, we will. But I would imagine that will only be once we get to 2-ball golf. And we are constantly in dialogue with both Wales Golf and the Welsh Government, lobbying them to do that as soon as they feel it is safe to do so. So enjoy your golf. Please read all the instructions very clearly, or very thoroughly, should I say. And we really look forward to seeing you next week back here